Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of News and Reviews. Today, our topic is going to be homeschool versus traditional school. And today, we're going to be waiting throughout questions, see which one is better. We're going to have both of our guests, homeschool and traditional school, and I'm going to be asking them some questions about regular topics like bullying, discrimination, time management, money, etc. And with this questions, my purpose is that you guys can draw your own conclusion on which is better than which, and see for yourself which education will be better for your child in the future. So we're going to start off with which is probably the most popular subject in this matter, and that's bullying. I'm going to be asking you guys, well, how is bullying handled in your school system, and why do you think the way bullying is handled in your system is better than the child and in the other school system? We're going to start off with you, homeschool. Thank you, and thank you for having us here today. We believe that homeschool has an advantage in dealing with a subject like bullying, just because the student has availability and the option to choose their own crowd. They're not forced in a school with a certain crowd of people that are going to be picking on the student. They're allowed to choose a club, choose their environment, choose what they're around, and this is just going to allow them to avoid the problem. Thank you. Yes, bullying has definitely been an issue in our education system. Some say it's been an issue, and we've been developing a program. It's been an issue, and we've been developing ways to stop this from happening. And issues are going to be arising. Students are always going to be finding new ways to attack other students, and it's always going to be a growing process. We're never gonna reach a phase, with technology where we can have control over everything. But having students to face other students, we also believe that builds character, and this is gonna have a positive effect on students. And with that, we move on to our next question, which is sports. For homeschooling, I want to know from homeschool, how are you going to integrate students into clubs, into sports, into projects? Because they're going to be in their house all day. And also from traditional school, we want to know how are we going to make sports accessible to everyone? How are we going to ensure that all the students are getting equal opportunities in every sport and every program? Well, this is definitely something that has been spoken about, and we don't think it is an issue. In some, not everywhere, but in some places, homeschool students are still allowed to join their school teams, their school projects from their own district, from their own neighborhood. And there are also many projects and groups that are arising in their own neighborhoods, and they're still being included in with society. That's why we don't think the homeschool students growing alone or isolated from other people. Well, sports is somewhere where it's a field where we believe we're standing strongly in already, and we're gonna keep that way. We're always gonna be making changes, improving it, but we already think we're allowing all the students to have all the opportunities to choose what they want and be good at it, through rivalry and competing with other students in their school. And ultimately, the challenges and facing other students is going to force the same student to become a better one. And that's why we think that our current sports system, our current club system, it's pretty solid. And so we're going to move on to time management and academics. And what I want to know from y'all is how are we going to be managing time day by day and throughout the year, and how the intensity of academics are going to be handled with each student, or which every different kind of student, because we know that not every student develops equally in the classroom or in homeschool. So I want to know which tools are we going to be using, or how are we going to be evaluating the student to have the best outcome and be using the most effective time management. Well, when it comes to time management and academics, we believe that homeschool definitely has an advantage over traditional school, because the student has the availability and the option to handle their own time, to choose their own pace. And with this, they can either focus on a certain subject, or redistribute their time to get a job and support with the family, or just work slowly and capture all the information, and have a complete education more appropriately. Not every student captures information equally, and not every case is the same. And so we believe that with homeschool, each student is going to have the option to open and be able to choose their pace and see what pace is the best for them. Well, while many argue that not having a flexible time management schedule is a bad thing, we think it's a good thing because it's allowing students to learn how to work with a time schedule with work, including things inside and outside of school, and this just gonna help the student in the future to learn how to live with due dates, short term and long term, and how to incorporate those due dates into the rest of whatever's going on in their life. And with that said, we move on to one of my favorite questions in the whole program today. And this one is values and structure. I want to hear from both homeschool and traditional school. How are we going to be keeping up with values and structure with our students? How are we going to ensure that even though they're well educated, they're going to have good ideas in their mind and not bad ones? How are we going to be keeping up track of this? Well, we believe that when we have a student, spending more time with the family, spending more time with their parents, with their brothers, with their siblings, they are also having more time to learn more family values and learn the structure that their parents have on them. And it's also allowing the parents to know what is going on in their lives more easily. They have the kid more around, and with this is gonna give the parents the opportunity to know what's going on in the student's life, and they're gonna be allowed to interfere better with it and structure the kid better. Yeah. Well, having all the students together and in a classroom in the same school is giving us the opportunity to know what's going on in their lives, to know that everyone is getting the same quality and values that they need in their life, and to ensure that what they're learning is what they should be learning, and not other bad things that we know that they're not at home learning whatever their parents might teach them, and we have them in school. We know what the government is having for our students, and we know that they're learning the right thing because. And we move on to the last question of the program today, guys. How I want to hear from both of y'all. How is your school system affecting the rest of the family members? What is leaving the rest of the family members with, basically? Yep. Well, economically, each situation is different for each family, and many argue that homeschool is too expensive, that not everyone can afford it, and that is not true. I think a big advantage of homeschool is time management, and with time management, the student has, when he gets older, he has the option to reorganize his time and maybe get a job and also afford economically to the family. He also has more time to help around the house, with help with their siblings, help their parents with certain stuff, and that's why we think, despite of everyone talking about how school is negative, homeschool. Well, like a child can be very time consuming, especially in the 10 years where the child needs supervision for almost everything. And, instead of having the child at home, needing supervision from their parents, all day, every day, all the time, day and night, we're going to have the child at school, where somewhere else is taking care of them. And you give the family, the parents, the opportunity to have both of them at work, providing economically for the family. And another stance on this, that if your kid is going to public school is already paid for, and it's this money can be used for something else for the family, something else that they also really need. And we start reaching the end of our episode, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please subscribe and share with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your dog, and see what they think about it. Discuss it with them. And today, I'm not going to be sharing you which education system is better. Personally, I think that each situation, each family is different, and we cannot reach a conclusion on which school system is better, because in some instances, traditional school is going to be better for a student, and in some other instances, homeschool is going to be better for the student. And this science has not been able to find an answer still, and that's why I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to think what's better and what should be done.